what keeps me motivated is actually the team. And I think just the passion that I see people pour into what we're doing on the marketing side, on the agency side, when I talk to our engineers, I am endlessly inspired to help keep telling those stories.
Hi, I'm Troy Ruhanen, and welcome to One Step Ahead, a special series of short, incisive interviews with some of the marketing's most exciting and ambitious brand leaders. Each has been chosen for their unique approach, and my mission is to help us all learn more about building category of one brands from those that do it best. Today, we're incredibly lucky to have my friend, my very, very good friend, Allyson Witherspoon, who is the Chief Marketing Officer and Global Brand Advisor of Nissan. Allyson has been a long time standout in the automotive industry. She has done some of the very best work, and she has been steering Nissan through one of the most disruptive periods in their history, and for the industry as well. From pioneering AI strategies to rethinking how content fuels brand narrative, she's proving that legacy brands can lead the future with style, speed, and substance. Allyson, thank you so much for being here. We've got your questions coming up right now. You know the rules. It's 1 minute per answer. I never obey that, but we're running the clock anyway. So no cheating. Let's go. What does marketing innovation look like in your business and importantly in your team?
Yeah. I mean, I think what's really interesting about marketing innovation is that that's marketing, actually, because I think marketing is all about innovating and kind of this constant curiosity and technology and tools and everything that's being enabled around that. To me, I think innovation is around what are the tools to kind of help us get to great results faster. That's a big piece of it. But also, like, how do we use innovation to also help drive greater insights, greater impact for consumers to help drive that? And I think within the team, it's really opening up a very open, transparent culture about what are the trends that are happening, bringing in a lot of thought leadership, which we rely heavily on from Nissan United and our partners at Omnicom, but really bringing all those insights in to help educate ourselves on what's coming so we can stay out in front and not have any, we try to minimize the blind spots potentially.
I love marketing as innovation, right? Yeah. And obviously it's also a culture, right? So, and I think a culture is the sum of your actions or lack thereof. So in your case, how have you created the conditions for it to thrive inside of Nissan?
To me, the biggest piece of it is that regardless of what the technology is, the basics of marketing still need to be there. And so I think that hasn't changed regardless of what technology is available. So I think understanding the basics of marketing, how do we reach our consumers with relevant information, with something that's super impactful for us to meet them where they are in their shopping process. The other piece of it is around an open culture where you can really, there's not this fear of failure. You're okay to kind of take some big risks. Not everything needs to be perfect. That's a big thing that I'm trying to encourage the teams. And like, it's just about getting out there, learning from what we're doing and continuing to, optimize and improve and just get better every day. So I try to establish that as, the culture that we have at the team with Nissan.
Yeah, you build an amazing organization across the globe that's very connected. And I think what we love is about how coordinated you are as a group, but yet also how you allow some flexibility inside of that framework, which is crucially important. So staying ahead in Nissan is, it's obviously an imperative in the automotive industry, right? I mean, it's like, how do you continue to do that? So there are the obvious ones, right? Which is how do you embrace AI? How do you train both technology and get that into your teams and your way of working? So how do you stay ahead right now? Like, what are the ways in which you are starting to embrace AI and to do all the training on the technology front?
Yeah, the biggest piece is encouraging curiosity and setting up that something that kind of, it was a lesson learned from several years ago. Remember when social media first came out and there was like the social media expert on the team, whether that was at the agency or on the brand side, is not falling into that trap. I think especially with AI, everyone needs to understand how AI can help improve themselves as professionals, but also how we can improve our end product. And so it's really opening up that curiosity and enabling tools, enabling education and learning journeys across all of our teams, because AI is going to be needed across all of the different roles. And so letting everybody understand that this is a learning process, you don't have to be the expert in it, but it's just about kind of digesting that and kind of tapping into the experts that we have around us. And I mean experts kind of in quotes, because I think we're all learning this as we go. And I think that's what's really interesting about AI right now, is that nobody has it nailed. We're all learning. And I think that's what just encouraging the teams to remember that. And there's no perfection, there's no master's degree in it right now. It's just about kind of understanding what the tools are, how can we use them, how can we get to greater work.
You've always been, it's been for us a great privilege to partner with you over the number of years, and you've been a champion of constant evolution. And so, yeah, we appreciate that, and we've done that as partners together. When you think about how we've been able to do that, what do you think is a critical ingredient for a relationship to be able to fuel evolution?
To me, the biggest piece is we have a shared vision. We have a shared vision, and regardless of what evolution we're going through, that has been the same. And I think when I think about our partnership, it's you are equally, the agency team is equally as invested in the success of Nissan as we are, and you can feel that in all of the everyday conversations. It doesn't feel like it's a transactional, I don't feel like you're trying to get more out of us. But to me, I think the biggest piece of it is this shared vision. How we get there, that is the evolution part of it. And I think that's changed, depending on what technology is available, what's happening, things like tariffs, things like COVID and supply chain shortage, all those things are external factors that evolve how we get there, but the vision is the same. And I think that's what has been so successful with our partnership.
Where do you get your energy from? And then how do you maintain that? And also, how do you admit when you don't have that and deal with that?
Yeah, I think this is something that every executive, I think, kind of struggles with. To me, the biggest, I'm wired to disrupt. And it's just kind of my natural state of things. And so I'm just endlessly motivated by changing the status quo and not following kind of what the expected, path is for things, even for myself as an executive. So I'm kind of wired that way. But what keeps me motivated is actually the team. And I think just the passion that I see people pour into what we're doing on the marketing side, on the agency side, when I talk to our engineers, I am endlessly inspired to help keep telling those stories. And so I think the team really inspires me. I now know after doing this a few years, I now know when I'm close to burnout.
Yeah.
And I'm finally to the point where I can acknowledge that to myself. And and it's time to say like, okay, I need a break. I'm not the best version of myself right now. Take a break.
Yeah.
It's okay.
Yeah, I think you've got to not just live in the moment, but recognize the moment. I think that's the important thing, which is where your energy is at, and then be able to acknowledge that you're maybe not at that. And sometimes even express that to your peers around you so they can help you through that.
Yeah, and I think it's, for the longest time, and I worked for agencies for a year. I'm a recovering agency person. But I think I used to try to really push through periods of burnout. And sometimes you have to. Let's be honest. Sometimes you don't have a choice.
Yes.
But it's more about acknowledging what's happening and kind of setting those things. So Thanksgiving, holidays, vacation things that are coming up, or just setting down the phone one night and kind of decompressing. To me, those are there are little things that you can do, and then making sure that you're taking care of yourself. That to me is really, really important that I have found. Yeah, I have to take care of myself.
You do, and you take care of many people, and you certainly have been a great partner to us. You truly do embody the spirit of One Step Ahead. You are an innovator. You've always been a great, bold leader, and I certainly think that many people have benefited from being with you, working for you, and partnering with you. And for me personally, it's been a great chapter. I'm looking forward to our next chapter, obviously, all of them. That we do together. And I can't thank you enough for coming in today and sharing all your great wisdom.
Thank you very much. Thanks for having me.
Cool.